Good morning, everyone. I call the June 23rd, 2026 meeting of the DuPage County Board to order. I invite everyone to stand and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. Member Honig, would you please lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now invite Taiyo Akiyami from Life Springs Church in Naperville to lead us in the invocation.
Thank you, everyone, for this great honor, and greetings from Life Springs Church. And let's pray. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for being good to us. We thank you for life. We thank you for health. We thank you for freedom. We thank you for everything that we enjoy. We thank you for being good to DuPage County. We are grateful and we are thankful. Father, we pray for those who make decisions and who lead us. We pray for our leaders, that you give them wisdom, you give them good judgment, you open their eyes to see what they need to see, and you encourage them. We pray that you bless them, you keep them, and you help them. We pray for the citizens of this DuPage County, that you continue to help us, increase us, bless us, and prosper us. And Lord, concerning today's meeting, we ask for wisdom to be able to deliberate and make good decisions that will be a blessing to the community. We ask for this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Okay, Mr. Deputy Clerk, please take the roll.
Member Cahill. Here. Member Childress. Here. Member Covert. Member Dessart. Here. Member Eckhoff. Here. Member Evans. Here. Member Galassi. Here. Member Garcia. Here. Member Heather. Here. Member Honig. Here. Member Krajewski. Here. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Here. Member Ozog. Here. Member Schwarzy. Here. Member Tornatori. Here. Member Yu. Here. And Member Zay.
Okay, this morning we're going to start with a proclamation recognizing the West Suburban Foundation for Disabled Veterans. And I'd like to invite Michelle Senatori and Steve Fixler to the podium. Okay, good morning. Today we recognize the West Suburban Foundation for Disabled Veterans, which also happens to be the host organization for one of the coolest entertainment events of the year in DuPage County. On Saturday, July 11th, the foundation and the audience at Cantigny Park will welcome Gary Sinise and the Lieutenant Dan Band for one night only. It's true that this group puts the fun in fundraising. Michelle Senator is the co-founder and president of WSFDV. She is a recipient of our proclamation and our thanks for all the foundation does to help disabled veterans struggling with homeless mental health crises and readjustment to civilian life. I will read the proclamation. Okay. Whereas DuPage County is home to more than 22,000 veterans and many organizations that support veterans, including the West Suburban Foundation for Disabled Veterans. And whereas the West Suburban Foundation for Disabled Veterans was founded in 2005 with a simple mission to assist disabled veterans in transitioning from military service to civilian life. And whereas the West Suburban Foundation for Disabled Veterans helps disabled veterans and their families overcome barriers to stable housing and mental health support. And whereas the foundation advances its mission through emergency housing assistance and referrals to counseling, crisis intervention, and substance abuse treatment resources. And whereas a concert held in Cantigny Park in Wheaton on July 11th, 2026, will feature Gary Sinise and the Lieutenant Dan Band to raise funds for the West Suburban Foundation for Disabled Veterans. And whereas proceeds from this event will help the foundation continue assisting disabled veterans and their families. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Deborah A. Conroy, Chair of the DuPage County Board, and members of the County Board, do hereby recognize and commend the West Suburban Foundation for Disabled Veterans for its honorable work in supporting our veterans and their families, and encourage the residents of DuPage County to support this life-changing mission. All in favor? Okay, approved this.
Unanimously.
Yes, unanimously.
Thank you so much, Tara Conroy, and all of DuPage County, and also my favorite board member, U.S. veteran Steve Fixler, your VAC for our county. We are so proud of DuPage County. You all were actually part of the reason that this foundation started over 20 years ago. I believe Grant Eckhoff was part of our initial meeting that we had here when Sergeant Joel Gomez came home many years ago, not this particular office, but on this floor. And over this 20-year period of time, we have been so honored to have you as part of our team. We are the only Gary Sinise and Lieutenant Dan Band concert, a public ticketed concert this year in the whole United States in DuPage County. And part of that is so huge because of all of the support that many of you, probably even at your level, don't even know. Literally every single office of DuPage County has helped in the support of this event, from traffic lights to permits. Our beloved Craig Homeland Security is huge. All of the security that we're putting in place now was not needed 20 years ago. So what you all are doing made Mr. Sinise and that band and our guests, we had over 6,000 guests last year, feel safe, and they were safe. It was successful. So it is a huge honor to have him back. He literally is on military bases with his concerts, and to have him here for us is a real treat. Cantini is allowing us to have 10,000 guests. We were so proud of 6,000 last year. We need everyone, all hands on deck, to hopefully have it a full show. And as your note in front of you, joining Lieutenant Dan Band this year is Idol finalist Hunter Girl. And she's not only an incredible musician, but this young lady, she has been helping veterans through music therapy since she was 18 years old. She's phenomenal. We are having so many incredible special guests. The gates open at 2. Hunter Girl starts at 6 and 7. As Gary will take the stage, but throughout the day, we're having special things going on. The one guest I can share with you is ex-POW, war in Iraq, U.S. Army veteran Jessica Lynch will be coming in from West Virginia as one of our guests as well. So it's going to be great. I just want to say thank you to all of you, all of our veterans. We do need to continue to help. And Mr. Fixler, would you like to say anything?
Just look forward to seeing you all there, okay?
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Member Eckhoff, do you want to come up and be in the picture? Don't pull any muscles, hurrying up. Now we're moving on to 2 national awards. The first one, I would like to invite Member Schwarzy, Mary Keating, Member Tonatore, Adam Forker, and Lori Carnahan to the podium. Okay, to say this is my favorite team would be an understatement. Today we're going to take just a few moments to celebrate 2 important DuPage County programs that won 2026 Achievement Awards from the National Association of Counties. This board should feel very proud of both. Board members have been active in creating and supporting these 2 vital initiatives. We'll begin with our Crisis Recovery Center. which was awarded a NACO Achievement Award in the health category. This board played a major role in building the Crisis Recovery Center, allocating more than $15 million toward the project. As president of the health board, Sam, congratulations to you and DCHD's executive director, Adam Forker, and deputy director, Lori Carnahan.
Well, I would just say thank you so much. As the chair said, this board has been leading the way this entire time and supporting us, and we know it's been a big swing, but we know that it's met a big community need, and we're just getting started. So there's a lot of help that's already been provided, but we know that we've got a lot of work to do, and we're excited to do it together. We deeply, deeply value this partnership with this board. And shout out for Lori, who's led the way for more than a decade.
We're not sure we're going to take a picture with Greg now.
Oh, no. I got it. Okay. Now on to, I'm very proud to say our comprehensive plan for addressing food insecurity received a NACO Achievement Award in the category of human services. As you recall, this 2-year plan strikes a balance between meeting immediate needs and making investments that will have long-term impact. The initiative focuses on collaboration and innovation, improving the way food is procured, stored, and delivered. It also invests in fresh food deliveries to pantries and increasing locally grown produce for distribution. Congratulations to Human Services Chairman Greg Schwarzy and Community Services Director Mary Keating. Would you like to say a few words?
I will be brief, but I wanted to write down just because I didn't want to forget anything. So it's a pretty amazing recognition by NACO. As I was looking through the awards program that I received a couple days ago, there are dozens of awards in counties all over the country, and to see DuPage County at the top was pretty amazing. So thank you to NACO for recognizing the good and hard work, and it was hard work that this county is doing on behalf of fighting food insecurity. It shows that we as a board are putting our money where our mouth is when it comes to helping our most vulnerable residents. So I need to thank the staff, our senior staff, Joan, Nick, Mary, who really helped brainstorm with Chair Conroy, myself, and our finance chair, Garcia. And we all came up with something that you guys all could get behind, and I think that was wonderful. Big thank you to this board for understanding the importance and need in making food insecurity a top priority, making sure our residents don't go to bed hungry. We talked long and hard on the best way to do this, and you all deserve kudos for this recognition. And look, the price of groceries is higher than it's ever been in my lifetime. And I'm sad to say 60 years old. You know, my wife went to the grocery store on Saturday and bought, or Sunday, I'm sorry, and shopped for 2 of us, and it was $450. Can you imagine a family of 4, family of 5, and the money that they have to put toward the grocery store? So the real winners of this are the thousands, and yes, thousands of our DuPage County residents covering all 6 districts who won't have to make a horribly difficult decision on whether to buy food or pay their rent, who won't have to make the decision to buy their family the medicine that they need or to buy food. So the work we're doing is good and right, and thank you guys very much for this. So.
Next, I'm very proud to, Anniversary Award for Shauna Berman. I invite Shauna Berman, Janelle Chadwick, and Member Schwarzy back to the podium. Do you have another speech? Hi. Okay. Finally, today we celebrate someone who has made a career of helping others. Shauna Berman celebrates 35 years of service to the residents of DuPage Care Center. Shauna always employs compassion, common sense, and a deep commitment to the residents in her work each and every day. We have been so fortunate to have her with us, and let's face it, we need her. As someone who started work at the Care Center at just 18 years old, she knows more about the Care Center than most of us. Janelle Chadwick has some more details about Shauna's amazing career with DuPage County.
Good morning. So Shauna has a really unique story and start to her positions at the Care Center. So yes, at age 18, she started in a role as a non-certified CNA. The county paid for her to attend the College of DuPage nursing assistant classes that were conducted on the Care Center site. After receiving her certification as a CNA, Shauna moved into the Care Center nurses' quarters. Did you know we had nurses' quarters on the campus? They housed staff in a dorm-like environment. That building is now the coroner's building. So she even knows the story of that structure. She has held many roles over her 35 years. She was a CNA, a ward clerk, and then held multiple roles in the volunteer office before becoming a licensed nursing home administrator in 2013. And since 2013, she has held the role as the assistant administrator for the Care Center. Shauna, you might know best as her being the Fall Festival guru for those board members that have been around. She orchestrated that event for many, many years, and she also oversaw the planning for our first gala this past February, and both of those events, as you know, were extremely successful. She's done amazing work with us when we've been transitioning electronic medical records. We've had some pretty challenging vendors in the past, and she's helped us push through to work with a product that was a real challenge until we finally got to point-click care. She's also our point-click care guru. So we want to thank Shauna for her many, many contributions to the Care Center over her 35 years, and I won't hold her to another 35.
I too had to write down a few things because there's been a lot that's happened in the last 35 years. So the first time I was at the Care Center, I was 7 years old. My mom was a CNA at the Care Center when we first moved to Wheaton in 1979. That day I met residents that, oddly enough, some of them are still there today. So they remember me when I was a small child. In 91, when I started, I was making $6.19 an hour. I thought I was rich. When I got my first paycheck, I was really naive, and I couldn't understand why they were taking so much money for something called IMRF. Thank God I had no choice. I have met and cared for some incredible people, one by the name of Don. Don had a stroke. Don could not speak, but Don could sing. And the thing I found out about Don not too long after that is he was a professional baseball player who played for the 55 Yankees. And anyone who knows baseball knows that was a big year for the Yankees. I also met a woman named Blanche. Blanche was 108 years old. She outlived all of her children and most of her grandchildren. She was alert, oriented, sharp as a tack. You would never think. One day she said, "See you tomorrow," went by me, went to her room, took a nap, and passed away peacefully in her sleep. I was the first ward clerk or unit secretary, whatever title you want to give it, that had a computer put at my desk. It was the scariest thing ever. I had no idea that this would probably be a big part of the rest of my life. I watched the east building being constructed. I watched the south building close down. And now I get to watch the renovation that I never thought would happen in our building. I sat in the OEM bunker during the Snowmageddon in 2011, believe it or not. I got to oversee the filming of a horror movie in the South Building. My mom always said that she would never forget where she was when Kennedy was shot. I will never forget where I was on 9/11. I will never forget where I was when COVID shut down the country. I'll never forget where I was when my water broke. I was at the care center. I'd like to thank my husband and my children, Samantha and Jaden, and my best friend, Michelle. They're the reason that I continue to be here today. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The care center is a family. That's what they are. I've worked with 7 grade administrators. I've worked with 5 grade administrators, 7 years, if you average out the years that they were there. The care center is my chosen family. I've worked with hundreds of staff, hundreds of volunteers, thousands of people in the DuPage County community. It's been an honor to be a part of the care center. I will be forever grateful for the past 35 years. Thank you. Thank you very much for letting me work in the residence home.
On the matter of public comment, according to our county board rules, members of the public shall be afforded time to address the board. Individual remarks shall not exceed 3 minutes in length, nor shall the total time provided for all remarks exceed 30 minutes. Our first speaker is
Sheila Rutledge.
Good morning, everybody, and hello to all my friends there. Good to see everybody. Good morning, Chair Conroy, board members. I want to start by thanking all of you, along with county staff, for the work you do on behalf of our residents. As a former county board member and now a township supervisor, I've had the opportunity to see local government from both perspectives, and I know how much effort goes into addressing the needs of our communities, actually. Township offices are often one of the first places people turn when they are struggling. We hear from seniors living on fixed incomes, families facing unexpected hardships, individuals looking for housing assistance, and residents who simply do not know where to start when they need help. Because of that, townships can serve as an important connection between residents and the many programs and resources the county provides. I'd like to encourage continued efforts to keep township officials informed about available services, new initiatives, funding opportunities, and emerging community needs. Even simple updates, regular meetings, or information sharing opportunities can make a meaningful difference. The better informed we are, the better we can guide residents to the resources that already exist and help ensure that no one falls through the cracks. I truly believe that when counties, townships, municipalities, and community organizations work together, we can accomplish far more than any of us can alone. We all share the same goal, helping our residents live healthier, safer, and more stable lives. And finally, to my former colleagues and friends on the county board, it is wonderful to see many familiar faces still serving our residents with the same dedication and care that I remember. Public service is not always easy, but it is meaningful work, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to continue working alongside you, now from a different seat, to help strengthen our communities. Thanks for all that you do, and thanks for listening to me this morning. Good to see you all.
Jean Kasmarek.
Good morning, Madam Chair, board members. On May 27, 2014, I gave public comment before the DuPage County Finance Committee regarding a proposed resolution to set the pay for county elected officials. I question whether the vote was an Open Meetings Act violation. The Open Meetings Act, Section 7.3, is titled Duty to Post Information Pertaining to Benefits Offered Through the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. As countywide elected officials receive benefits through IMRF, it seemed to me 12 years ago that increases to elected official salaries should follow the process laid out in the Open Meetings Act, which states at least 6 days before an employer participating in the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund approves an employee's total compensation package that is equal to or in excess of $150,000 per year, the employer must post on its website the total compensation package for that employee. In 2014, DuPage County did not give 6 days' notice of the proposed salaries for elected officials, but instead included the pay raises in the regular agenda released on Friday evening. While I was just an ordinary citizen, this concerned me, so I contacted the Illinois Attorney General's Public Access Office, and I spoke with Assistant Attorney General Tim O'Brien, who said the county may be operating within the letter of the law, but not the spirit of the law. He said that it struck him that less than sufficient notice was provided and that there was cause for further inquiry. When I informed the board in 2014 of my conversation with Mr. O'Brien, the county board postponed any decisions about salaries for an additional week. Unfortunately, 12 years later, DuPage County's transparency regarding elected official salaries has gotten worse, not better. This year, the public again did not receive 6 days' notice of the elected official's salary to be approved. In the case of the county board's chair's salary, the public did not get 6 minutes notice. Didn't get 6 minutes notice. And while the published agenda stated that the chair's salary for fiscal year 2027 would be set at $154,390, an amendment to increase that amount to $185,000 was proposed on the board floor and voted on minutes later.
Your 3 minutes is up.
Okay.
Adam Johnson.
All right, just to conclude the clerk's comments. While the published agenda stated that the chair's salary for fiscal year 2027 would be set at $154,390, an amendment to increase that amount to $185,000 was proposed on the board floor and voted on minutes later, with no chance for the public to have any input on the actual salary figure being approved. The relevant provisions of the Open Meetings Act haven't changed since 2014. DuPage County has the same state's attorney. The board member who proposed the large unadvertised raise for the chair was in the room the last time this issue was raised. As Gene Kazmarek stated 12 years ago, it's not enough to repeat again and again you're transparent, you actually have to practice it. The board did not practice transparency in setting the chair's salary. Approving large compensation packages that have not been shared in advance with the public is exactly what the Open Meetings Act is designed to prevent. Not only has the board violated the spirit of the law, but it appears the board has violated the letter of the law as well. Thank you.
Devin Gordon.
Good morning. My name is Devin Gordon. I've been a resident of Wheaton, Illinois for the last 48 years, my whole entire life. And on Thursday, I received some information that DuPage County is going to take the north end of the county fairgrounds away from our residents, so you guys can build a Department of Transportation maintenance garage. And What I'm trying to figure out is I need to get some information on where on the land of the DuPage County Fair that you are planning on building this said garage, because you are going to take away a massive green space from the residents of Wheaton in this community, where the county courthouse currently locates right now is. Because I've spoken to the city manager of Wheaton, a lieutenant at the police department, public works manager, and the park district sporting supervisor. They have no idea that this building is being built here in Wheaton. So the impact on Wheaton is going to be great, but no one within the city of Wheaton has any clue that this building is being built. I'm just looking for a little transparency on why no one within the city of Wheaton, let alone the residents of Wheaton, has been told that this building is being built and the impact that's going to be happening to our community. Thank you.
Okay, if the board has received public comment by our online portal per board policy, those comments were provided to members yesterday so they could be reviewed. Comments submitted electronically will be included in the minutes of this meeting. Okay, I know the board joins me in thanking our county staff for creating 2 really special events this month. The time capsule closing was very well attended by our mayors and elected officials, thanks to Jeff Mattson and the entire facilities crew, as well as security and county board staff for tracking each attendee and each item that went into our time capsule for prosperity. I also want to thank board members Michael Childress and Ina Yu, as well as our ground crew, Jen Boyer, facilities management, security, the elected officials, judges, and board members who helped us dedicate the Victims of Violence Memorial. Both were very meaningful events, and we appreciate everyone involved. Okay, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. I seek a motion to approve the consent items. Okay, 26-1804 DuPage County Board regular meeting minutes, Tuesday, June 9th, 2026, 6/5/2026 pay list, 6/9/2026 pay list, 6/12/2026 auto debit pay list, 6/26/1773, 6/12/2026 pay list, 26/1795, 6/16/2026 pay list, 26/1700, 6/9/2026 IDOR wire transfer, 26/1725, 6/10/2026 Corville wire transfer, 26/1713 County Clerk monthly receipts and disbursement report, April 2026, 26/1714 County Clerk monthly receipts and disbursement report, May 2026, 26/1754 Recorder's monthly revenue statement, May 2026, 26/1779 Treasurer's monthly report, investments and deposits, May 2026, 26/1781 change orders to various contracts as specified in the attached packet. All in favor? Okay, and let's move on to County Board and Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on CBR 3226, the approval of the 2027 County Board meeting schedule.
Okay, Member Galassi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to propose that we move the July meeting to July 20th instead of July 13th so that we give the week of July 5th, which is a holiday. For our employees, we give that week off of meetings so that if people wanted to enjoy that week with their family, they would be able to.
Okay, do we have a discussion? We need a second. We got a second. Okay. Yeah, any discussion? Member Krajewski.
Moving both meetings, right? The committee meetings and board meeting to the
Be
second?
moving both to the end of the month.
My proposal is to move the committee meeting to July 13th and the board meeting to July 20th. Also, I wanted to note that way we can celebrate Member Zay's 60th birthday.
60th, you mean 62nd? By
No,
then?
I'm still younger than most
Member
of you.
Zay. Member Krajewski, what? Okay.
Usually, I mean, we take the last 2 weeks off, so we'd be moving it to 21 and 28 then instead of 7 and 14. July 15th is Monday, by the way.
13th.
usually we'd have been,
Nick, do you want to come up and,
we'd be off the 21st, 28th, and not the 7/14. We just move it.
that's the proposal, yeah.
So we move it to the 21st, 28th, or the third, second, third.
So the third and fourth instead of the first and second.
Hey, it's way 7. Yeah. 13, 20.
Yeah. So right now the schedule would be that on the 6th of July you would have committees, and the 13th you would have county board finance and county board. The question would be, do you move that county board meeting to the 20th or 27th, and we would have committees the week before? So you got to figure out which meeting in July. So that's the question out here, whether you're going to go the second and third with committee and board, or the third and fourth with committee and board weeks.
Okay, the amendment on the floor is for the 20th. For the board meeting.
What about the committee meeting?
That would now be the 13th.
It would be the 13th,
You would
the
have
Tuesday
13th,
before.
the week before.
Any other discussion on the, member you?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So does that mean that we are still off on the week of July 27, and now we're just going to be off on the week of July 5th? Is that right? So the only meetings that we'll have are on July 13th and July 20th for 2027, correct?
Yes. Anybody else? Member Cahill.
So my only thought is that it only gives anybody 1 week vacation then, because that last week in August, that last week in July is off, but then the first week in August we're back at it. So it doesn't give 2 consecutive weeks.
It does at the end of June and July.
Okay, so you're saying at the end of June it gives it.
There's a 5th week.
Okay.
There's a 5th Tuesday in June, so that week would be off, and then the week of July 6th would be off. So that would be 2 consecutive weeks. My proposal is to allow our you weren't here for finance, but our corporate holiday schedule gives employees July 5th off. So I'm saying it would be a nice service to our employees to give them July 6th off, so they're not having to be back here for our committee meetings, so they can, and most companies are going to have, the national holiday is going to be July 5th. So most companies are going to have July 5th, and some might even have July 6th off, because some corporations give 2 days off for July 4th. So I'm just saying that it would be nice to allow our employees to be able to take that week off if they wanted to celebrate with their families.
Okay, anybody else have anything? Member Krajewski?
22nd of June to the 13th, so which is fine with me. But it's 3 weeks.
Okay. So, all right, we'll need a roll call then, just on the amendment. If you support moving the dates, vote yes. If you don't, vote no.
Okay. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather.
Yes.
Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Aye.
Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress.
Yes.
Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. And Member Evans.
Okay, I believe that's unanimous. Okay, unanimous, so it passes. Now we need to pass it as amended.
As amended.
Member Desart.
Thank you. And another consideration I'd like to make is, almost every year that I've been on this board, we've talked about having one night meeting. And the last year's wasn't that well attended, but 2 years ago it was well attended. So it's kind of like it equals out. I'd like to consider one night meeting during that calendar year, because it's nice for our working constituents to get to attend a meeting if they'd like to.
Okay, if we're going to consider a night meeting, the time would be October 12th. The board meeting would be at 7 o'clock. So do we have discussion about that?
So,
are you
Barb,
making
should
an
I make a
amendment?
motion?
Are you going to do an amendment?
Sure. I'd like to amend the calendar to have October 12th
Yes.
be a night meeting. Thank you.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, any discussion on that? Member Krajewski?
Holiday then? So we're due Tuesday at 9?
I assume it's Columbus Day, yes.
Yeah, Yom Kippur and Indigenous People Day. A lot of them on that day.
We can hear you, your head thoughts. Only because it's a holiday, so it's easier for staff and everybody to come after having that day off. Anybody else? Pro, cons? Member Kalasi?
I'm just curious, you just mentioned it would be easier for employees. Are you saying it'd be easier for employees than another Tuesday? Or, because my understanding is it's actually kind of taxing on our staff to come in the evening. So that's regardless of what Tuesday it is, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's my only opposition to it. I know the last evening meeting wasn't very well attended, and it just, as a parent myself, anyone with young families, I mean, it puts a lot of strain on people, particularly if they have to get childcare, to be here for that long of a day. So that's just my opposition.
No, I stand corrected. I didn't mean it's easier for staff to have a night meeting. It is, and I'm going to say from my perspective, I don't have a vote, but I don't support it because of what I've seen. Our staff has had to work like 16 hours and then come back to work early the next morning. Member Schwarzy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I've been pretty consistent with my comments on the night meetings. Look, I served 13 and a half years on the Carroll Stream Village Board. Every meeting was a night meeting. Got me. Every meeting was a night meeting, and when there's something on the agenda that people want to attend, it doesn't matter what time the meeting is. Look, I'm a big fan of Member Dessart, and I understand where she's coming from. I don't like night meetings. I don't think they really provide what the perception is that they do provide. Again, speaking from experience, if there's something on the agenda, people will attend no matter what time of day or night it is. And with regards to 2 years ago, there was a huge attendance for the I think it was a scarce presentation or an environmental presentation of some sort. By the time the meeting was over, there was one person in the out in the audience, and then again last year it wasn't really well attended. So, with all due respect, I'll be voting no for this.
Okay, Member Dessart.
Thank you for allowing me to follow up. Personally, I don't like night meetings at all either. I served on the District 204 Board of Education for 4 years, and all of our meetings were night meetings. Naperville City Council, most city councils, Aurora City Council, all those are night meetings. In Springfield, sometimes the meetings go until 4 o'clock in the morning. I just think that it's, employees can be compensated in other ways, a half day off on Friday or come in half a day late on the night meeting. I just think it gives our constituents, as I said, an opportunity to come in if they don't want to take time off work. And again, all of these other municipalities and school boards have night meetings every meeting, so I don't see what the big deal is. Thank you.
Okay, and also just to note, I would probably have a different opinion if you weren't able to go online and watch the meeting at your own leisure in your own home. So we need to take a roll call, please.
Member Dessart. Yes. Member Eckhoff. No. Member Evans. No. Member Galassi. No. Member Garcia. No. Member Heather.
Yes.
Member Honig. No. Member Krajewski. No. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Yes.
Member Ozog.
Yes.
Member Schwarzy. No. Member Tornatori.
Yes. Aye.
Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Cahill. Member Childress,
Yes.
and Member Covert.
As everybody on staff is now staring at me. Oh boy. Can I abstain? This is really tough for me because we want the community to feel welcome all the time. And we are available at your leisure, at home, anytime. You can watch it. I many times have to re-watch things. But I have to be responsible for my staff. And if I felt like we had a larger amount of people coming to the meetings, I would support it. But to be honest, I don't see those numbers. So I'm going to take the hit, guys, and I'm going to vote for my staff, and I'm going to vote no. Okay. Now we need to vote on this as the motion as amended. Okay, roll call, please.
Okay. All right. Member Childress.
Yes.
Member Covert. Member Desart.
No.
Member Eckhoff. Yes. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Yes.
Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. And Member Cahill.
Okay, that was fun. Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on CBR 3326, the appointment of Tina Giannopoulos to the DuPage County Board of Review.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Childress.
Yes.
Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Aye.
Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. And Member Cahill.
Okay, Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on CBR 3426, the reappointment of 7 members to the DuPage County Board of Health.
Okay, leave is granted. Oh, did we have somebody leave? Okay, roll call, please.
Member Childress.
Yes.
Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Aye.
Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. And Member Cahill.
Okay, Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on CBR 3526 on the reappointment of 10 members to the DuPage Expansion Board of Review.
Okay, thank you. And leave is granted. Thank you, Vice Chair Childress. Okay, on to Finance and Member Garcia.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. I make a motion to approve FIR 008826, resolution authorizing the addition of 1 full-time headcount to the staff of the Coroner's Office as amended.
Okay, Member Zay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If anybody sat through the last 2 JPS meetings, it's kind of a head-scratcher. We added headcount to the coroner last year after decades of not adding headcount. Now we're adding another headcount during mid-year before budget, during contract negotiations. If anybody sat through the word salad that the recorder did at the last meeting, you would come out of there wondering what's going on. I mean, she's claiming that she is now brought in over $4 million of uncollected cremation fees, which I checked with our people. I don't see that money anywhere. Also said we're not doing thorough investigations, we're not meeting state statutes. It's time for this board to make a decision. Last week after that, I asked the state's attorney if it's possible for DuPage County to move from a coroner to a medical examiner. They came back and said, yes, it is. It would have to be a resolution of this county board and put it on the ballot for a referendum question. I think it's time that we need to take a look at this, at least explore it and see what that procedure would be. It has to be 79 days prior to the election. This would be the time to do it. We could either do it before this next election, would have to be done that first meeting in August, or it could be done in the April municipal elections. But I think we need to take a look at this. We have a lot of great people working at the coroner's office. I just think the leadership there is new, and I don't think they really know what's going on. And if any office in DuPage County needs to be the most qualified person running it, should be the medical examiner or coroner when we're dealing with the deaths of our citizens. So I'd ask if staff would look into what steps we need to take, talk to the state's attorney about what has to be in a resolution, and bring that forward so we can have a discussion here on the county board of the pros and cons of moving to a medical examiner. Thank you.
Okay, I think we will have a full discussion about this during new business so that everybody has an opportunity to weigh in on what was just suggested. Okay, where are we at now? Hold on. Okay, so it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Aye.
Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress.
Yes.
Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. And Member Galassi.
Okay, we have 10 ayes, 6 nays, 2 absent. Motion carries. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 009026, acceptance and appropriation of the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LIHEAP. This is for in the amount of $4,699,341 for community services. Need a second.
Thank you. Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
No, we need roll call.
Oh, roll call. I'm sorry.
Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Aye.
Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. And Member Galassi.
Okay, Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 009126, acceptance and appropriation of the Tobacco Enforcement Program grant for program year 27. This is in the amount of $7,000, $531 for Sheriff's Office.
Okay, roll call, please.
Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Aye.
Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. And Member Galassi.
Okay, Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 009226, acceptance and appropriation of the Donated Funds Initiative Program grant, program year 27. This is in the amount of $103,119 for the state's attorney's office.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 009326, additional appropriation for the 38th year Emergency Solutions Grant, program year 26. This is from $286,959 to $290,901, an increase of $3,972 for community services.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 009426, additional appropriation for the 52nd year Community Development Block Grant for the program year 26. This is from $3,703,858 to $3,763,79, an increase of $59,221 for community services.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 009526, reduction in appropriation for the 35th year Home Investment Partnerships Grant, program year 26. This is from $1,722,324 to $1,681,900, a reduction of $40,424 for community services.
Okay, roll call, please.
Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Yes.
Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu,
Aye.
Member Zay, Member Cahill, Member Childress, Member Covert, Member Desart, Member Eckhoff, Member Evans, and Member Galassi.
Okay, Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 009626, acceptance and appropriation of the Illinois Home Weatherization Assistance Program. This is in the amount of $974,465 for community services.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 009726, acceptance and appropriation of the Illinois Home Weatherization Assistance Program, State Grant, Program Year 27. This is in the amount of $609,599.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 009826, approval of the 2027 holiday schedule.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 009926, acceptance and appropriation of the Illinois Department of Human Services Homeless Prevention Grant, Program Year 27. This in the amount of $384,000 for community services.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 010126, budget transfers 6/23/2026, various companies and accounting units.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
And I make a motion to approve FIR 010226, additional appropriation of the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity Apprenticeship Expansion Grant from $95,000 to $117,727, an increase of $22,727 for our Workforce Development Division.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Garcia. Animal Services and Member Kajewski.
No report, Madam Chair.
Okay, and Development, Member Tonatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Move approval of DCO 18-26, zoning 2611. Zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a conditional use to allow an existing pool and pool equipment to remain less than 10 feet from the rear property line where the pool has existed for at least 5 years.
Okay, is there any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Member Tonatori.
Aye.
Member Yu,
Aye.
Member Zay, Member Cahill, Member Childress, Member Covert, Member Desart, Member Eckhoff, Member Evans, Member Galassi, Member Garcia, Member Heather, Member Honig, Member Krajewski, Member LaPlante, Member Martinez,
Aye.
Member Ozog, and Member Schwarzy.
Okay, Member Tonatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to approve DCO 19-26, zoning 2614. Zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a variation to reduce the front setback from 30 feet to 19 feet and a variation to reduce the corner side setback from 30 feet to approximately 23 feet for a new single-family home and approximately 20 feet for a new detached garage.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Tonatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCO 20-26, zoning 2615. Zoning hearing officer's recommendation to deny a variation to reduce the interior side setback and rear yard setback for an existing chicken coop from 25 feet to approximately 16 feet and 14 feet respectively. This was denied by the zoning hearing officer and the development committee. If the board desires to approve this variation, it will require a 3/4 majority.
Okay, for that reason, roll call, please.
Member Tonatori.
No.
Member Yu,
Nay.
Member Zay, Member Cahill, Member Childress, Member Covert, Member Desart, Member Eckhoff, Member Evans, Member Galassi, Member Garcia, Member Heather, Member Honig, Member Krajewski, Member LaPlante, Member Martinez,
No.
Member Ozog, and Member Schwarzy.
Okay, thank you, Member Tonatori.
Madam Chair.
Economic Development and Member Yu.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I have some good news and one ongoing concern from our hospitality and tourism sector from Beth Marquetti and DCVB. So the last 2 weeks was a strong tourism weekend for DuPage County with many hotels sold out due to weddings, meetings, sporting events, and other activities. And while this level of demand is encouraging, several hotels were forced to take a portion of their room inventory offline because of ongoing labor shortages, particularly among housekeeping and front desk staff. Now, from June 12 to 15, DuPage hosted the USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals at the Westin Lombard. With a $15,000 bid investment from DCVB, the event generated more than 1,500 room nights, attracted approximately 1,300 competitors, across the country, ranging in age from 8 to 80, and drew an estimated 1,000 spectators each day. And the event is estimated to have generated approximately $2 million in economic impact for DuPage. Then, from June 16 to 19, DuPage hosted the National Nuclear Security Administration and Department of Energy Emergency Management Symposium. This marked the 40th anniversary of the symposium and the first time the two groups met jointly. Training was held at Argonne National Laboratory, while attendees stayed at 7 DuPage hotels, generating approximately 1,500 room nights. The DCVB helped coordinate hotels, transportation, and event logistics to secure and support the conference. Now, looking ahead, DuPage is preparing to welcome Fujian EZ2, a golf operator from China, July 5 to 10. This visit will bring approximately 200 golfers for a 4-night stay, with 150 participants remaining for an additional 2-day familiarization tour of DuPage County. The estimated economic impact of the visit is $500,000. These events continue to demonstrate our county's ability to attract major sporting, professional, and international visitors, generating significant economic activity for our hotels, restaurants, and local businesses, which is wonderful. And lastly, on a separate note, I want to acknowledge a student shadowing me today. It's his first time experiencing county board and county government. He reached out to me due to his interest in economics and economic development and public policy. So if you noticed a very young face in the room, younger than Member Honig, it belongs to Sean Phillips, a senior at Wheaton North High School. Please welcome Sean. If you haven't had a chance to meet him, please introduce yourself and tell him what you do for the county. Now, moving on, I move on EDP 2-26, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to the Salem Group for work-based learning employer of record services as needed for the Workforce Development Division for the period of July 1, 2026 to June 30, 2027 for a contract total amount not to exceed $200,000.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Aye.
Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. And Member Tornatori.
Okay, thank you, Member Yu.
Thank you.
On to environmental and Member Heather.
No report at this time, Madam Chair. Thank
Okay. ETSB, Member Schwarzy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on ETSR 5926, resolution approving the sale of inventory from the County of DuPage on behalf of the Emergency Telephone System Board of DuPage County to the Stark County Emergency Communications Center for an amount of $20,000.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Schwarzy.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Aye.
And Member Ozog.
Okay, thank you, Member Schwarzy. Please continue with Human Services.
Thank you. No committee update. I will move on item HSR 1426, approval of issuance of payments by DuPage County to energy assistance providers through the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program state grant for program year 27 in the amount of $3,947,445.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Schwarzy.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Aye.
And Member Ozog.
Okay, Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. I move on HSP 2326, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Professional Medical and Surgical Supply, Inc., to furnish and deliver ostomy, tracheostomy, urological, and enteral supplies and services and enteral feeding formulas for the DuPage Care Center for the period of July 30th, 2026 to July 29th, 2027, for a total contract not to exceed $44,000.
Leave is granted. Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. I move on HSP 2426, recommendation for the approval of a purchase order issued to Keurig Dr. Pepper, the American Bottling Company, to provide beverages and fountain drinks for the DuPage Care Center and cafes on county campus for the period of July 30th, 2026 through July 29th, 2027 for a total contract not to exceed $30,600.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Schwarzy. Okay, Judicial and Public Safety, Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on JPS CO-5-26, amendment to purchase order 7753-1 serve issued to Trinity Services Group, Inc., to increase the contract encumbrance in the amount of $71,000 for a new contract total not to exceed $1,648,879.78.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Evans.
Aye.
Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Yes.
Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. And Member Eckhoff.
Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-34-26, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Diana Hightower for coordinator of the Family Violence Coordinating Council for the period of July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027 for a total contract amount not to exceed $43,472.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-35-26, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Logicalis, Inc. to provide disaster recovery services for the clerk of the circuit court for the period of July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2031 for a total contract amount not to exceed $1,710,009.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-36-26, recommendation for the approval of a contract with Kelly Graham to identify job placement for unemployed probationers for the period of June 30th, 2026 through June 29th, 2027 for a contract total amount not to exceed $32,000.
What? Oh, roll call, please. I just heard back there. Is that a request? Roll call, please.
Member Evans.
Aye.
Member Galassi. Aye. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Yes.
Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. And Member Eckhoff.
Okay, Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-37-26, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Justice Text, Inc. for the purchase of audiovisual evidence management software licenses for the Public Defender's Office for the period of July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027 for an amount not to exceed $50,000.
Okay, we'll need a roll call, please.
Member Evans.
Aye.
Member Galassi. Aye. Member Garcia. Aye. Member Heather. Member Honig. Aye. Member Krajewski. Aye. Member LaPlante. Member Martinez.
Aye.
Member Ozog. Aye. Member Schwarzy. Aye. Member Tornatori. Aye. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Aye. Member Cahill. Aye. Member Childress. Yes. Member Covert. Member Desart. Aye. And Member Eckhoff.
Okay, Member Evans.
Thank you. And I move on JPSR-16-26, amendment to contract 24-68 SHF issued to Stericycle, Inc. to provide waste removal for the DuPage County Jail for the Sheriff's Office for a one-time price increase of 2% as specified in Exhibit A.
Okay, leave is granted. Thank you, Member Evans.
Thank you.
Legislative and Member Desart.
Thank you. Just a quick update. On July 7th at 11:30, we're going to have a legislative committee meeting, and our lobbyist, Chip Humes, is going to be in to talk about the spring legislative session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Member Desart. Public Works and Member Childress. Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on PWP 1726 on the recommendation for the approval of a contract to Sheffield Safety and Loss Company to provide safety program management for various county departments for a period of June 25, 2026 to June 24, 2027 for a total contract amount not to exceed $150,000.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Childress.
Yes.
Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi, Member Garcia, Member Heather, Member Honig, Member Krajewski, Member LaPlante, Member Martinez, Member Ozog, Member Schwarzy, Member Tornatori, Member Yu, Member Zay, and Member Cahill.
Okay, Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on the recommendation for the approval of a contract to Mid-America Water for waterless Pacer hydrants for a period of June 26, 2026 through June 25, 2027 for a total contract amount not to exceed $62,500.
Okay, leave is granted. Thank you, Vice Chair Childress. Stormwater and Member Zay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a couple things. I want to thank our staff. Obviously, we've been getting a lot of heavy rain over the last month. Just for the board's information, a couple weeks ago during one of those storms, the power went out at the Carroll Stream area around the Armstrong flood control facility, and our new generator kicked on as designed. So again, it sees our investment in that facility has paid off and helped stop flooding in that area. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Technology is next. Member Colbert's not here. There's no update. Transportation and Member Ozog.
Thank you, Madam Chair. By way of report, I have some sad news to share. This morning I found out that Ethan Sepron, our Olympian's father, passed away. Carl, who was here that day when we honored him a couple of months ago. So please keep Marilyn and their sons and their family in your prayers and thoughts. Thank you very much. Also, I want to respond to the public comment regarding the Transportation Center. We've been working with the Village of Wheaton for permitting. We've been working with the Park District about staging. So the City of Wheaton, there's been great cooperation between the groups and between us and the municipality and the Park District. So I just wanted to let everyone know that we've been dotting our I's and crossing our T's during the entire process. So they've been very cooperative, and we should be good to go to continue to get this project really moving. So thank you. I move to approve 261724, amendment to resolution DTP 421 issued to Hampton, Lenzini, and Renwick Incorporated for professional construction engineering services for the Central Signal System Expansion Section to extend the contract and increase the funding in the amount of $22,000, resulting in an amended contract total of $763,407, an increase of 2.97%.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. And Member Martinez.
Aye.
Okay, Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of DTP 5226, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Max Body Shop Incorporated for auto body repairs as needed for the DOT for the period of July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027 for a contract total not to exceed $70,000, $20,000 for DOT, and $50,000 for Sheriff's Office, per renewal of bid 2371 DOT, third and final renewal.
Okay, leave is granted. Thank you, Member Ozog.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Member Schwarzy. Okay, old business. Does any members have anything in old business they want to discuss? Okay, all right, so new business. Members A, we have one issue. The state's attorney, Bob Berlin, has asked to speak to us about something, so if we can do that first.
No.
Did you say no? I say too bad.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. In new business this morning, I want to talk about our idea for the creation of a digital forensics unit. And we have some slides. We actually have a PowerPoint this morning, a brief one. So here's the issue we're dealing with. Digital device data. It's increasing faster than law enforcement's ability to keep up. It's contained in smartphones, laptops, Apple Watches, tablets, any other device that stores data. And there's three components that we're talking about: retrieval, storage, and analysis. And the file sizes that we're starting to see are upwards of 30 to 500 gigabytes per device, sometimes over a terabyte. Next slide, please. I want to make clear that we don't look in a particular device without a search warrant. The United States Supreme Court issued an opinion a few years ago. A search warrant is required. We've always gotten a search warrant. So after a judge signs a warrant determining that law enforcement has the ability to look into a particular device, that's where what we're talking about right here. So our approach the past year has been to try and come up with some global solution. And we have met with police agencies, the sheriff's office, throughout the county in an effort to develop a countywide solution. But the more we learned, the more we realized that the state's attorney's office really needed an independent forensic capability to protect the integrity of prosecutions. So with the assistance of the county procurement office, we drafted and put an RFP out detailing our issues and the solutions that we sought. And we did get 2 responses. And I do want to thank Val and Donna from procurement. They have been outstanding partners and great to work with, and have been a huge help to us in this process. Next slide, please. So it's increasingly evident that with the current environment and the rapid advancement of digital data technology and complexity, as I said, we have to maintain our independence in the storage and the analysis. This does 2 things. We have to protect the constitutional rights of every person who's out there, including all targets of investigations, as well as those who have already been charged. And we have to protect our assistant state's attorneys who are prosecuting these cases, who have to comply with all the Supreme Court rules and statutory rules regarding discovery. Specifically, Supreme Court Rule 412 requires the state to disclose all exculpatory information in our possession or not to the defense. And the case law has interpreted that rule to mean that it's not enough for us to say, well, we didn't get it, or we don't have it. The police have it. We have an obligation to get that information. What we get when we get a download of a cell phone is a voluminous amount of data that then has to be analyzed. And I'm going to talk about the analysis because that's really the key. So this, in our opinion, can only be accomplished by a thorough review of the data independent of law enforcement and other external factors. Next slide, please. Can we move ahead to there we go. Thank you. So digital device data, again, it's the information stored or transmitted in binary form that may be relied on in court. As I said before, it's in hard drives, cell phones, Apple Watches, and many other electronic devices. It's a challenge for prosecutors because of the incredible amount of volume. And again, digital forensics is the process of collecting, preserving, and analyzing electronic data from digital devices so that we can actually use it in court. When we get these enormous downloads, the data has to be analyzed, otherwise it's in a non-usable format. Next slide. We did a survey of DuPage law enforcement agencies in the county in July of 2025, and these were the big issues that all of our law enforcement agencies identified. As you can see, staffing, training, obviously budget and funding limitations, equipment and software gaps, storage and data management. I'm going to talk about that in a little more detail. Workflow delays and backlogs, network limitations, which is something that I'll get to in a second, we're addressing right now, and obviously rapidly evolving technology. Next slide, please. So our objectives are this. We want to provide our prosecutors with the ability to easily review and analyze all digital devices for charging decisions and prosecution. We want to improve investigative and operational efficiency by eliminating the hours or even days currently lost to uploading and downloading files. What typically happens now is police inventory a cell phone. It may go to the sheriff's office to be opened, downloaded, and we're getting that information via an upload onto a hard drive or a flash drive. It takes an incredible amount of time, and then we have to in turn provide that to the defense, and there's a far more efficient way of handling all this information. Fourth, we want to eliminate external drives, such as CDs, DVDs, flash and portable drives, which is going to greatly improve our efficiency, as well as reduce issues that we see when we're dealing with immensely enormous files. We want to develop our own resources to become expert forensic examiners and analysts, and eliminate as many law enforcement barriers as possible when we share files with the State's Attorney's Office, including removing costs to the agencies and reducing network and bandwidth concerns, which is a big issue for all of our law enforcement agencies in the county. Just to give you some idea of what we're dealing with, in 2025, we estimate that more than 2,000 digital devices or records were extracted and analyzed each year. That's actually what we believe we extract and analyze each year. And in 2025, in the more than 2,600 felony cases that we charged, our office received more than 86,000 digital media evidence files from law enforcement agencies, and we estimate that about 4,000 of those are very large evidentiary files. Next slide. So this is our strategy in developing this unit. We want to establish and expand an internal digital forensic capability within our office, develop and dedicate forensic examiners and analysts to support our investigations and prosecutions. We currently have 2 staff that are performing these functions. Our plan is to get them certified and continue in that capacity, and if need be, add on depending on what our needs are and depending on whether we're able to pull those personnel from existing staff. We want to implement a dedicated fiber line, which is already in the works, which will improve connectivity, speed, and reliability to support these large file transfers. We want to provide a web-based application portal for all of our law enforcement agencies to upload extraction reports to Cellbrite Guardian Cloud for SAO analysts and prosecutions to collaborate with law enforcement. And Cellbrite and Magnet are the 2 companies that responded to our RFP. I'm going to talk about both of them in a second. Finally, we want to provide an office space for state's attorneys and for law enforcement partners who may not have the bandwidth in their own network to upload files to our network, where they can actually come in and upload the files directly into our network instead of burning files onto these hard drives or CDs and then sending them over to us. Next slide, please. So Cellbrite Solutions is one of the 2 companies that we want to be part of our digital forensics unit. And in essence, what Cellbrite does is it organizes, cross-references, and manages massive amounts of digital data across different devices. And it's able to put all of that information in a readable format where it's organized. It can help us. And they have different programs which are identified here: Cellbrite Insights, Guardian, and Pathfinder. And I don't want to get into all the details, obviously, and share all of law enforcement secrets, but organizing this data and making it readable is an incredible tool for us, for law enforcement, but it also produces more fairness because we can use this data in charging decisions to make sure we're charging the right people and that we're not charging those where we have insufficient evidence. The next slide is Magnet Solutions. This is the other company. And Magnet, a part of Magnet is Gray Key, which is the system that is used to unlock phones and extract the data from them. The sheriff's office has Gray Key, and if we don't have a password, Gray Key is what's used to unlock the phone. Magnet also has a number of programs, including Griffi, which is going to help us in child sex abuse material or child pornography cases, as well as getting more information in all of our cases, including domestic violence. The last slide details what we expect the cost to be. And I want to make it clear that for this fiscal year, we believe we have the money in our budget to cover this. But in fiscal year 27, we're looking at $244,500, and in fiscal year 28, $249,456. This will include all of our startup costs and Magnet and Cellbrite, plus training for our employees who will be using this system. The reality is we've just seen an explosion with these digital devices, an explosion in the amount of data that we're getting. It's raw data, and the key is the analysis. And while we do have some experts in the county, some of our law enforcement experts, they're incredibly helpful and they help out other departments. There's not enough of them, and we really do need our own because our interests go beyond what law enforcement's are when we're prosecuting the case. I will add that my understanding is the Cook County State's Attorney is doing the same thing. They are implementing their own digital forensics unit, and I believe the cost of their unit is going to be several $1 million. So we're trying to do this in a fiscally responsible way, yet achieve the same results.
Okay, Member Cahill for a question, or?
I didn't have a question. I just wanted to say thank you, Bob. I strongly support this initiative to request and to create a dedicated forensic digital division. Critical evidence is found on cell phones, computers, other digital devices, and digital evidence is frequently essential to successful prosecution. So I wanted to also say our ASAs are not digital experts. They're legal experts. They need help with technology. They need this. So I think this is such a smart investment for public safety and for all of us in DuPage County. And I would just say whatever you need, I would 100% support.
Okay, Member Heather.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Bob, for that presentation. It was very informative. You shared a lot of information. Yes. Could you share how are we planning on training our staff members that we are trying to make them these experts? What does that process look like to train them to make sure they become our in-house experts?
So Magnet and Cellbrite have their own training. So they'll train our people on how to use the software. And then there are certifications. There's training where they can actually get certified as a forensic analyst, and that's what we plan on doing.
And that training is included in the budget that's already set that you've proposed right now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. And this new system portal, that's not going to affect how long we're holding on to the data, right? That remains the same from now and what we are going to do in the future as well.
Holding on to it, like You mean during
keeping
the
those
pendency of the
downloaded
case?
files with us?
Actually, the data is going to be stored in the cloud, and we will have access to it. We will make it available for defense attorneys and the public defender to have access to it in a much more efficient manner. The data stays there until the case is over.
Okay.
But there's always going to be some permanent record of it.
Okay.
And if there's a conviction, then that data, let's say, was entered into evidence, it has to be transmitted to the appellate court electronically.
Which is, I'm sure, the practice right now as well, right?
Yes.
So that same practice is continuing as we try to move forward with this.
Yes,
for
the same
instance.
practice in a much more efficient manner.
Got it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Member Honig.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think this is incredibly important to have a digital forensics unit. The fact that we don't right now, and we're currently keeping up with the volume of cases in significant digital forensics, is incredible. So I applaud you guys in your office for that. And not only do these units help solve crimes, but they help possibly exonerate others with the technology and advancement there is today. And I think that it is very important to mention that the time that you mentioned to download, retrieve, and disperse information, if you guys add this unit, will significantly cut down that time, which is super crucial to your cases. So I think that is important. And your office is amazing. You don't ask much of us, and you wouldn't be coming to the board if you didn't think this was extremely important. So I'm in full support of this, and I believe it's a great investment for our county, for your office. I do have a question. Would adding this unit greatly help if there are other investigations outside of DuPage, like federal or state, like to connect with a new system that is more efficient for others to come in if they're retrieving information from just our systems?
I mean, I think in cases where we're working with other agencies, obviously it will help because it's going to make it more efficient, easier to transfer information to them, to some of our federal partners, if we need help examining some of the data.
Gotcha.
So yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Member Ozog.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Support this 100%. I do have a question, though, and again, hard to say if it's even possibly possible, but any chance of any kind of DOJ grants for something along these lines, or some kind of, I mean, obviously, we're completely going to support this, but any chance of...
I know it's something that we're always looking at.
Yeah.
To see what's out there. No guarantee. We have submitted a grant for a cold case unit, and we're still waiting to hear from the DOJ.
All right.
Is there still a DOJ?
That
curious.
was going to be the rest of my
Okay.
question.
Member Schwarzy.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Of course, I support this. Quick question. I didn't, and maybe I missed it. You don't need to add manpower for this?
So our plan right now is to use existing personnel. Okay. We may have a need for up to 2 more certified analysts. We just don't know at this point. Okay. And if we do have that need, we don't know if we'll be able to pull them from his existing staff, which is why that's not in this proposal, because we're just not sure yet. And if it is something that we need additionally, obviously, I'll appear in front of you again.
Okay. And that sort of leads to this next question. So, look, I always say I'm not the sharpest person in any room that I'm in, but with regards to, yes, and you can second that, whatever, with regards to investigations of digital data. So police departments do that investigation, and your office works with those police departments right now to investigate digital data, or do you just get the information from the police departments and then sort of run with it?
So it depends on the department and what their capabilities are. Some departments can extract all the data and do a full analysis on it. Other departments just extract the data and send it over to us. Or they do some analysis, but we need to do a deeper dive. The police are involved for the most part at the charging level. Once the case then has been charged, there may be additional investigation that's needed, and then it's incumbent on us to move forward.
Okay, I could see these programs increasing that need of manpower to be able to do what you want to do. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Bob, for this presentation. I do think it's very, very important, and we are just trying to keep up with the technology. So I think as a board, the numbers are solid, but we also need to prepare ourselves for contract renewals every year. They're going to go up every year, possible additional staff as technology just keeps getting better by criminals. And as far as the certified analysts, are you also looking into hiring an actual IT professional? I wonder if we have the right people to decipher whether or not the claims of these software vendors are actually true. A lot of people promise things, and I just want to make sure that somebody, either it's county or like a third-party IT, so you do have. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were going to have to hire somebody else, and I would support that too.
No, and once again, our county IT staff, they're incredible, and they've always been very supportive.
Great.
We have an existing relationship with these companies, so we've been working with them for a long time, and as they develop new programs, we try to adjust to them. And we do have on-site IT people that work closely with their guys when they're developing these things.
Okay. Perfect.
And just another aside, as far as the storage is concerned, a couple of years ago, we came before the board to ask for some money for Axon. And during that purchase, we purchased 10 years of unlimited storage for a set price. So that part of it's been taken care of, and that won't increase for 10 years.
That's great. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I fully support this.
Thank you.
Member Garcia.
Thank you. And, I think listening to this, I'm really in disbelief that this has not come before us already, because this is something that is actually needed in our county for quite a while. Just a little bit of clarification. I was going to ask about the head count, but I got that asked and answered. The first year, it's going to be $230,770. I know I'm quizzing you here. And that seems to be like for the servers, because it's only like for so many months. So that's going to be like the main input of everything. And then the next year is kind of around the same numbers, 244, 500. Can you just tell me what that's going to be paying for the next couple years?
It's the renewal of the subscription. So,
Okay.
and so we're clear for the first 4 months, that $230,770, that includes the 4 months of sub-rate, but it also includes a full year of magnet.
Okay.
That's
And the
It's kinda
on the
how we had to do it
on-site
with them.
server and everything?
Yes.
Is coming? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
but so going forward in fiscal year 27 and 28, it's the renewal of the subscriptions and any additional training. There are always updates
Okay.
and new programs.
All right. I just want a little bit of clarification. on that. So thank you. 100% behind this. Thank you.
Member Yu.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I also support this, considering the digital data. The needs are obviously very many, and it's something that you guys really, really do need to process all the evidence that you guys have. But I do have some questions. A lot of them actually have already been asked and answered. Thank you, Member Evans and Member Schwarzy. So, as we know, these licenses, these subscriptions, these are things that we have to have, and eventually it becomes sole source, and we have to constantly use, the same vendor, and then they have the ability to increase the prices. And so I am also concerned about the fact that it goes from $245 to then $249, and then maybe the next year it'll go up to $300, and so on and so forth. So it sounds like, first of all, thank you for working with our county procurement, and it also sounds like you've been working with our county IT, with Anthony McPherson and staff. Will there be an opportunity to, provide, like you were saying, there's going to be a lot of storage, like lots of terabytes of data. Will we have the opportunity to somehow bring in an in-house solution at any point in time, or will we always be required to have this subscription and this cloud-based storage, do you think?
I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that in-house because it's so incredibly complicated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure any prosecutor's office or law enforcement agency will really be able to do all of that in-house.
And will you be needing any of our county IT staff and resources to implement this new cloud-based application, to train or to maintain the program?
My guess is yes. I'm sure we will. And as in the past, our county IT, as I said, they've always been very helpful, very supportive. But we don't think it's going to be an overwhelming amount of time that's going to be required. But I think I don't want to speak for them, but I'm sure they will be happy to help us.
And then lastly, so I just noticed this because, we just recently passed it in JPS and here today. There was a Justice Text. They're the vendor for the purchase of audiovisual evidence management software licenses for the PD's office. And that is an amount not to exceed $50,000. And, that is a sole source. It is subscription that we have to purchase every year. Now, this one is a lot more than that, right? It's 4 times at the $250,000 or so. And do you happen to know the reason why it's so much more expensive? Is it a completely different software, lots more complicated? I'm just wondering about the price.
In detail, I don't know, but I can tell you that it is different software, and obviously we handle a lot more cases and investigations than the public defender. We have a lot of private attorney cases. Our needs are different. I will say this, that by doing this will actually help our public defender. It's going to make their job more efficient because whatever we extract, whether it's inculpatory or exculpatory, will have to be tendered to them, and that will save them time.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, Member Martinez and then Member Galassi.
Thank you. You've answered so many great questions. So just one quick one. You mentioned that right now the office is processing about 86,000 files, and that was for 2025 or around that time. With this new software and with the budget that you are allocating, are you accounting for additional files to be processed with that amount now with the new efficiency? Like, what do you calculate is going to be processed each fiscal year?
There will be, I don't have the exact number, but clearly there will be additional files. It's just as society becomes more advanced and people have more digital devices, all of us have more digital devices that we use in our life, and they all contain data. So I think the number will keep going up. However, because we're going to increase efficiency in the speed in which we're able to process this and identify the data that's really significant or relevant for our cases, I think the time saving is going to overwhelm the increase in the amount of evidence. So I think we still come out ahead.
Okay, Member Galassi.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and of course I fully support this as well. Thanks for being here. I just want to understand, so Cellbrite and Magnet, you're using both. It's not either or, correct? Or
we're going to have to use both. They're, while they're similar, they have different functions in different programs. And we did a lot of research, and we believe, and based on what we've heard from some of the experts, that we really do need both.
Okay, understood. You mentioned on the screen or the slide that showed Magnet, it said it had an AI function. Does Cellbrite as well? I mean, this just seems like this is prime for AI technology to help with analysis and...
Yeah, both of them have AI technology, AI function. Obviously, we have to be very careful with how we use AI.
Sure.
In a very limited capacity.
Yeah.
But they use AI really in the organization of this data and how they're able to compare data with one device to another device in separate
kids see sex, whether images are AI.
Yes,
Oh,
that's another
okay.
thing. That's, let's
great.
say we're dealing with child sexual abuse material. Yes, these programs, they're able to determine, is it real or not?
Yeah.
Or virtual.
I just want to mention, I think Member Evans and a few others have mentioned this position or this department that you're looking to create seems incredibly technologically advanced. And so if there ever becomes a time where you feel like you need to bring a technology expert in addition to a law expert, please let us know, because I would fully support that as well.
I appreciate it.
Whoops, okay, so, really? Members A.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Bob, I support this, and, you have a different role than most of us. You do this for the entire county, for our municipalities, for our other jurisdictions. You have to oversee this for all of them. So it's not like when we get an increase for a contract for our zoning software or something like this. This is for the entire county. This is an investment in our county, not only to prosecute criminals, but to exonerate people who might not be guilty of a crime that they're being charged with. So this is an investment in our county that we need desperately. And again, as you said, technology is changing daily. All of us have multiple, devices that we have. You can only imagine, what somebody who's got criminal intent could have. And honestly, when you set this up, maybe this will also serve as a deterrent for people coming in and trying to commit these crimes in our county, knowing that we have our own group here that's looking out for this, that maybe they'll be like, well, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do this, or maybe I should go somewhere else to do it, or go to another state or something else. If our state and if the two largest counties, Cook and DuPage, are making these adjustments, then I would think other counties are going to follow our lead and bring this in and get everybody in the state up to date on this. So again, thank you for bringing this forward.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think it sounds like we're in agreement, but may I have a show of hands for consensus? Okay, good to go. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And obviously, there will be more detail in our budget presentation on August 4th. So
Okay,
I
we
appreciate it.
appreciate
Thank
the
you all.
transparency. Okay, back to Member Zay and his, sorry, Member Zay first.
No, well, I appreciate, again, I'll ring the bell. I've been here for 4 coroners. I don't think I ever heard from Rich Ballinger or Pete Siekman when they were the coroners here. We heard from Rich Jorgensen, but we were getting NACO awards and other things for professionalism in that office. I mean, when we get a memo that says in there that they need another deputy to conduct additional investigations to be in compliance with the state of Illinois statutes, that just scared everybody in this room. And they're saying the number of on-site investigations has grossly diminished. All I'm saying is that if anybody went through any of these presentations at JPS, when we're saying one thing and doing another, it's the leadership at the top. We've got a lot of great people there that work in that office, but we're losing them as we see the head count continues to diminish there, and we're losing their most experienced people. So again, I asked the state's attorney to look in what would be the process of eliminating the coroner. And this is not new talk. We've talked about eliminating or combining the recorder in the clerk's office. We've talked about eliminating the auditor's office. This is not eliminating an office. This is putting a professional there. If we make the change to a medical examiner, we're bringing somebody in there who is qualified to handle this office. Elections have consequences, and sometimes when people run for office, they have no idea what that office does. We then have to make those decisions as other elected officials, what's the best for our county. And dealing with the deaths of our citizens and our loved ones is a huge responsibility. So I'd like for our staff to look into what the process would be to make that change. As I've been told, it would be per referendum or by a resolution passed by this board, and that we get more information on what other information we need to make a good decision on that, if it's a positive for us or if it's a negative. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, if we want to do it, we can do it. But again, an elected official, as we saw the other day, who's just speaking in circles and couldn't answer a simple yes or no answer, that gives me a lot of doubts in an office that's very, very important to our citizens.
Okay, so we would need in order to move forward with something, we would need consensus. We would need a majority of the board to support it. So if anybody has questions or anything in terms of moving forward, let's see if we even have that consensus. So Member Ozog was first.
Thank you. Mr. Zay, off the top of your head, can you explain the difference between a coroner and a medical examiner, or what the qualification differences are?
That's why I'm asking staff to look into it, so we know exactly
Sorry,
what.
did not mean to put you on
no,
the
No,
spot.
but that's why I'm saying
But-
that's what we need to know, this information, if we can
Okay.
do it and if it's worth doing it. But
Okay.
a medical examiner would have to have certain certification to be in that office.
A medical examiner has to be a physician.
I'm sorry?
Has to be a physician.
It does. Okay, that's
Yes,
what
they
I
have
was.
to have- yes.
That's what I was suspecting.
They
So,
have to have
okay.
a
Thank
doctor's
you.
license. Okay, Member Honig.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I would also want to know, too, like surrounding counties and the counties throughout the state, how many have an elected coroner versus a medical examiner, physician, as you said, just to see the comparison, because if we're going to look into that, I think it's nice to see data then that, could show any sort of trend or, what is being done or, data to compare to. So thank you. That's all.
Okay, Member Desart.
Cook County is the only county in the state that has a medical.
Well, and to understand, Cook County is home rule, so they can make those decisions without a referendum. And I don't know how long it's been that way. I think a very long time. Member Desart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I had the same question as Member Ozog. I don't know the difference between a coroner and a medical examiner. So before I gave consensus, I'm going to have to go home and use Google to find out what exactly the differences are. So I'm not comfortable right now of giving a consensus. I want to do some research first. Thank you.
Okay, and we can discuss this at the next meeting, too. I have Member Schwarzy next.
Thank you. A couple quick questions. So the discussion is the discussion, but this would still be an elected position
No.
How does that position get filled? It's appointed?
Chair appoints with concurrence.
Okay.
It would be, yes, in consensus of the board.
And then my next question, and I don't know who would have the answer to this, but it was my understanding in the last general election in 2024 that this position, in the last primary election in 2024, that this position has a big legal aspect, like something that a lawyer would really, having a lawyer in that position would really benefit. So I don't know if that's true, and if it is true, then a medical examiner may not be the right position. So I'd like to know more information on that.
I think we'll also have to find out what it says statutorily in terms of that position at coroner and or medical examiner. Member Krajewski.
Sure. This is just to move forward with information. It's not to make a decision whether we're going to do a referendum or not. So it's just to have staff, I think, gather Member Zay information. But I can say, and we got our state's attorney right over there, after what happened on Tuesday at that JPS meeting and the comments that were made by the coroner, several attorneys were very concerned about comments that were made and whether we comply with state statute, which could potentially jeopardize a lot of cases, especially when I think there was a quote, something about we don't do thorough investigations was quoted, and we're not compliant. So I know I had a conversation with the state's attorney on the digital, and one of the state's attorneys came up, and clearly I've had comments on the street from attorneys that potentially cases could be jeopardized. So it is important that the person in that position is knowledgeable and knows what the laws are. And, if you have a medical certification, it's appointed by the chair subject to confirmation by this board, whoever the board is at the time, because that's a very important spot. And, and they work hand in hand with our state's attorneys. You need to make sure there's no mistakes over there.
Member Yu.
Actually, I think some of my questions have already been asked by other members, but the main thing is that the medical examiner, I believe we have a medical examiner in the office. They're the
We
ones
do.
that perform
You have
the
to have a
autopsies.
medical examiner.
Right,
yes.
that's right. So we already have
A pathologist. She's a pathologist, yes.
Yes, and historically the coroner has been a law enforcement officer or somebody with more of a legal background, I believe. I mean, I understand Dr. Jorgensen was a physician. I know our current coroner she has a nursing background. But they're supposed to be managing the office, managing all the deputy coroners and the medical examiner. Medical examiner should really just be focusing on those autopsies. So I don't know that it makes sense to have a medical examiner suddenly be in charge of the coroner's office. That's my take on it.
Okay. Member Tonatori.
Well, I went to the Google machine, and I can tell you that it tells me that a coroner is elected by the public. Qualifications do not require medical or forensic degrees and can be lay people, and they act as public officials in charge of death investigations, and if an autopsy is required, the coroner will typically contract the services of an independent forensic pathologist. A medical examiner is appointed to their position. Their qualifications are medical doctors who are board certified in forensic pathology, and they are responsible for performing autopsies themselves and conducting detailed medical and forensic analysis to determine the cause and manner of death. That appears to be the difference between the two.
Okay. Member Cahill.
So I was looking at Google at the same exact time, and it says, I agree with Member Tornatori. However, I just think the position of a coroner should be a medical examiner. I believe that. I think that that is so important to running and understanding how to run that office, just like I believe the auditor should be a CPA. I believe the credentials are important and best serves the public by understanding exactly what having the degree and credentials to run the office. So I would support Member Zay's request to let's take a look at this issue.
Okay, Member Martinez.
The thing I question is that I think, and please correct me, is that you're saying that there's like more like sounds like human resources issues, or there's churn in the office, and I don't believe that the solution that you are proposing is going to address that issue, because that is more of a personality or experience issue in human relations versus the coroner versus medical examiner.
Okay, Member Tornatori.
Well, I agree with you, Member Martinez. I guess what's in a name? It is about human relations and human resources. I think the difference between the two would be if there were a medical examiner appointed by the chair with the advice and consent of the county board, presumably that person would be capable to do the things that we're asking the person in charge of that office to do, and not simply someone who got 50% plus one in an election, who might not otherwise have the qualifications to do all those things, including the human resource things that you've suggested. So that, to me, is the primary difference. We'd have control, or this county board would have control of who that person would be running that office, presumably going through a vetting system much more significant than simply putting their name on a ballot.
And just to be clear, the statute, there's nothing the current coroner who was elected does not have according to statute. So there's no issue there. Member Galassi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I actually wholeheartedly agree with what Member Tornatori just said, and the difference between an appointed position and an elected position is if the appointed person isn't performing well, we can change that person to someone that may be able to perform well. Right now, if it's a 4-year term and the person isn't performing well, like we see with the clerk, our hands are tied. And so that's why, and I also agree with what Member Cahill said, that, the fact that our auditor is not a CPA is concerning to me as someone who's a CPA. Like, there are certain positions at the county that, we rely heavily on, and people should have certain qualifications, and we should have the ability to replace them if they aren't doing their job. Like, I think everyone, or at least most everyone on the board, would have preferred to be able to replace the clerk because things have been going so poorly in that office. So I'm just saying that to me would be the difference, is it's not a 4-year term, it's more of an employee that's appointed, and we can then determine if the person is doing their job well, great, and if not, then we have the ability to replace them. Thank you.
Okay, so I just want to add that I believe we're going down a very slippery slope here. This is a very slippery slope. I don't believe that the opinion of some that somebody may not be doing their job usurps the voters' choice. The change should be through the voters, because that is how we do this. Now, I support getting all the information, Members A, that you requested, and we will have a continued conversation about it. Yes, it is something that we can do if this board chooses to do so. But please remember, we have elections for a reason. I put civics back in high school for a reason. So we all need to be engaged in the process. We need to know who we're voting for. So I am not taking a position on this. This will be the will of the board. We will bring all the information that you all need, and then we will get consensus whether or not to move forward. Does that work for everybody? Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate your calling for all this additional information. I think for me, I would like to know what the Constitution states for what this office is. You know, we can't change the state constitution for one county, but this is a very important discussion, and it sounds like, you know, the confidence in our coroner's office today might be in question. So that's kind of what's spurring all of this. It is a law enforcement agency, though, too. So, you know, you're going to put medical professional. If we're looking to put a medical professional in charge of this office, then do they have the time, just per use point, that do they have time to run an office? We almost need like a mini Nick Kottmeyer to run that office. You know, it's a lot of management. So I would like more information. I want it to be as objective as possible and not, you know, a personal attack on any professionals, especially in that office. There's some very hardworking, very valued people in that office. So I appreciate this discussion being brought forward, and I look forward to more information.
And a question, too, that I would want answered is a medical examiner is an expertise that's very expensive. So if we were to bring in a medical examiner, would that person then be doing all of our autopsies? Because I need to understand, like Cook County has a medical examiner. Is that the person that person has the credentials to examine someone after they've passed away? So that's a clarification that I think I would need, and that would be very budgetary as well. Member Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think you kind of summed up everything I was thinking before I got a chance to speak. This is really a slippery slope that you said, and I was thinking the exact same thing. It sounds like a way to just undo elections because you don't agree with the person, or you don't, whatever it is, she comes to a meeting and she gives you not the explanation that you're looking for, and now we're talking about eliminating the position and getting rid of that title against the will of the people. The people spoke on that election day, and the people chose that person, whether you agree with it or not. The people chose her to be in that position. And until, if she's not doing that job, there's a way to undo that too. The people will speak. We don't go around just undoing things because, I feel like, she didn't give me a good explanation. It's just kind of insane to me to start talking about eliminating positions. So, and I think you did touch on that, and that's exactly what I was thinking.
So just for clarification, Vice Chair Childress, this would not take our current coroner out of office. This would eliminate the position at the next election. Typically, and I worked on this when I was in the General Assembly, we've done a lot of government consolidation. So there have been positions that have been brought together or eliminated saying they will save taxpayers money. This is a different situation. This would not be a consolidation type thing. Okay, who did I see in the back? Member Krajewski.
say this happens all the time. I mean, you probably had in Springfield, they had a lot of talk about the comptroller and treasurer being merged and eliminating offices.
There's lots of conversation, eliminating
it
your
happens
ROE.
all the time. All we're asking for is information
Yep.
to be able to look at it and make a decision. I mean, it says $12 million savings that they were looking at the state a few years ago. I'm sure you were down there looking at combining those two offices and providing the same function, but with two offices. So looking at elected offices, that happens all the time from every level of government.
Yeah, I don't know that this is a government consolidation situation. But in that regard, yes, it's talked about on a regular basis.
I think years ago, Cook County, didn't they just combine the recorder and the clerk? They used to have it separate, and they combined that into one office. So you got the recorder and the clerk. I mean, that's another one you could do.
Okay, so let me say this. I think that we will get the information we need. If anybody has specific questions, like I had one that just came to my mind as we were having this conversation, let's make sure we get them to myself or to staff or to whoever so that all of our questions are answered. We will have a conversation about this at our next meeting. And again, this will have to be something that the majority of the board decides to move forward with. If that does happen, it would be a referendum. Again, that would be up to the voters. So, we'll move forward with getting our questions answered at this point. Unfortunately, is everybody done with old business? Okay. We do have. Oh, wait, huh? Oh, we didn't finish new business? Somebody, okay, remember you?
Thank you, Madam Chair. When in doubt, go to the statute, right? The Coroner's Act is Chapter 55 of the Illinois Compiled Statutes. And it actually says, each coroner shall be conservator of the peace in his county, and in the performance of his duties as such shall have the same powers as the sheriff. The DuPage County Coroner is mandated by statute to investigate the cause and manner of death of any dead body within the borders of the county when the circumstances of the death indicate any of the following paragraphs, sudden violent death, et cetera, and then it says, an autopsy must be performed by licensed physician. Any medical examination or autopsy conducted pursuant to this division shall be performed by a physician duly licensed to practice medicine in all of its branches. No coroner may perform an autopsy required or authorized by law unless the coroner is a pathologist whose services are requested by the coroner of another county. So it's very clear. Just check out Chapter 55.
Okay, the one thing I will add to that is, I don't know if you guys know how incredibly lucky we are to have a pathologist that works for us. It's incredibly difficult to get somebody full-time. A lot of counties have to wait quite a while to have a doc that's available, so that's something to consider as well. Anybody else? Okay, new business.
Just real quick, as we're moving into the budget season, I had a conversation with Nick. I was out with another former county board member yesterday, and then during the discussion with Bob Berlin, member Ozog asked about grants, but I raised the issue with Nick. We have 7 foundations that support the county, 3 large ones, and now we asked member Ozog asked Berlin about the Justice Department grant. We used to have a county under the general fund, a county grant writer. Both Nick said that, and then Karen Romano was with yesterday said that. So I would say going this budget season, we may want to look to bring back or create a grant writing position, not only to support our foundations, but other departments, like helping the state's attorney for the Department of Justice, or wherever the grant is. And like I said, the county used to have one. I'm not sure why we eliminated it. Maybe it was budgets. I don't know. But I just think there's a lot of opportunity if we get a very good grant writer to support not only the foundations that support the county, but also some of the departments. So as we go into the budget season, just take a look at that, either us and the chairs that put together the budget.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of conversation going on around what that might look like if we did it, or, whatever. Okay, anybody else? New business? Nobody? Okay. Well, then, I am informed we do have matters before us requiring us to go into executive session. I'll ask those not associated with this executive session to please exit the room. I will take a motion to go into executive session, blah, blah, blah. Okay, for security purposes. Okay. Yep. It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Deputy Clerk, please take the roll.
Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante, Member Martinez,
Aye.
Member Ozog, Member Schwarzy, Member Tornatori, Member Yu, and Member Zay.